Well, well, well. It looks like the cat's finally out of the bag. Thanks to the red pill. Thanks to MGTOW content creators. I'm not plugging myself here. I'm just talking about everyone that's bringing the good word to men, that's letting them know about hypergamy, that's letting them know that women will have children with other men within the marriage to you if they feel that that man is more alpha than you are and better breeding stock than you are, or if you can't give her the child that she wants, or if you won't give her the child that she wants, because it's never going to be about you when it comes to kids. Right? You might want kids and she might want kids, and that's cool, but then of course that's a whole different story that leaves you in a whole new level of danger. But I'm just going to keep it at a nice basic level for today. The title of this article I have, and one of the people that's featured fairly heavily in this video is Richard Mason, the gentleman who was recently devastatingly discovered that his 3 sons weren't biologically his. Obviously he still loves them. I am going to be interviewing him very soon. I have spoken with him. Looking forward to that interview. But let's get into it. Thousands of dads are left in shock as DIY paternity tests soar. You know that sales chart? On the up and up, baby. And look, I don't know which way that is going for you guys, because I think things look a little different for, hang on, so from left to right, so it's gonna be like up, I don't know, whatever. But sales are soaring, it's going off, and things are gonna get real interesting real quick. And by the way, I just wanted to shout out to Patua, head of TUA clan. Says, I'm 18 and I want to go MGTOW. Do it, brother. Look after yourself. Focus on yourself. I'm gonna give you another shout out at the end of the video, but let's get to this. Sales of secret paternity tests are surging according to suppliers of DIY home kits. The DNA tests, which can be carried out with simple cheek swabs, are leading to growing numbers of men discovering they are not the biological father of children they have been led to believe was theirs. Alpha Biolabs, the leading British home test supplier, says up to 30,000 paternity tests are being performed in this country every single year, and that the figures are rising by 10% per year. Cat's out of the bag, ladies. If you're cucking your husband, you can't hide anymore, right? Can't hide anymore. Of these, around 20% of men will learn that they are not the father of the child they are testing, says the company's director, David Thomas. He added that in some regions the figure is higher, including the Northeast, where it is 30%. The explosion in demand for the tests has been fueled by the ease with which definitive DNA paternity results can now be obtained. For about £99, testing kits can promise 100% accurate next day results, and they can be bought online. Instead of requiring the physical presence at a clinic of both parties being tested, they involve only swabs taken from the inside cheeks of father and child, which are then packaged up and posted to the company. As long as the man is named on the child's birth certificate or has parental responsibility, no permission is required from either the mother or the child, meaning the tests can be carried out in total secrecy. Some websites suggest DNA can be taken from children when they are asleep to avoid awkward questions, particularly if the children are older. In some US states, concern over this has led to a recent ban on DIY home DNA testing, with all tests now having to be ordered by a doctor or court official and conducted under their supervision. Of course. So, I mean, some US states that are run by feminists are banning DIY home DNA testing because they don't want the women to get caught out because then the state has to pay. Then daddy government has to pay for the kids. They want daddy to keep, they want the daddy who thinks he's the daddy to keep paying for the kids. They don't want to be out of pocket because these women went off having babies with someone else, right? And of course, there's a lot of women out there who don't cheat on their partners, who have kids with their partners, not with someone else other than their partner, right? But this is what I'm saying. So yeah, banned in some US states. You could actually, what you could do is you could go to another state and get the test done there. Just go on a little holiday with your kid, go on a little holiday with your family while you're in that state. Just do a little swab test, send it off from the post office in that state. No one can say shit. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. With all so in these states where the DNA testing is banned, all tests in those states now have to be ordered by a doctor or a court official, and of course all the court officials are feminists, so they're not going to order it to help a dad. And has to be conducted under their supervision also, because God forbid a father swab their fucking kid's cheek. In Britain, there is no such legislation currently being considered. Well, that's actually a nice surprise, considering what Britain's been like lately. God help them. I hope they get Brexit. Experts warn that the shock of learning a child is not biologically theirs can lead to severe emotional distress for some men. Oh, you freaking think? For which they may not be prepared. Laura House, a genetic genealogist, said that the boom in simple and quick DNA testing has overwhelmed the small number of trained genetic counselors in the UK. There is a profound shortage of trained counselors who can help people deal with what can be a devastatingly shocking discovery, she said. People now get life-changing results via email while sitting alone on their sofa, and they're often totally unprepared to navigate the fallout. Last week, the Mail on Sunday revealed the case of Money Supermarket co-founder Richard Mason, who discovered the 3 sons he had raised as his own with his ex-wife Kate were not biologically his. Mr. Mason's devastating realization was the result of his being diagnosed with cystic fibrosis, which led doctors to inform him he'd been infertile since birth. After the diagnosis, he confronted his ex-wife and uncovered the truth that his sons had been conceived by another man with whom she had conducted a 4-year affair. The rising numbers of men turning to paternity testing suggest there are many who feel they've been duped by women. And rightly so, with 20 and 30% results of "you are not the father." Fuck. Here we go. Alice Kumquat says, I got my brother out of a bad relationship with when his first kid was born. When I got him to test the kid, as his girl was an ex-party girl, which led to him leaving her. I'm guessing that your brother was not the father. Just want to say thank you for the $5 donation to Super and Third Master. He says, I'm a feminist. We don't need to work for my thing, okay? I just want to do it with no responsibilities. Yeah, exactly right. Sorry, I know it. I'm sorry about the interjections, guys. Stay with me here. Mr. Thomas said, sometimes men will be delighted to learn they aren't the father. Usually when a woman with whom they have been having a casual relationship tells him he has fathered a baby and can prove otherwise. In other cases, it's the mother who's ordered the test to shut the father up. So guys, what do you think of this? Do you think that as more and more people know about what's going on, that the numbers are going to skyrocket? These paternity tests are going to keep going up? That's what I think. And yes, Jimbo, I am all right. If my eyes look a little bit yellow, it's just because there's a lot of like yellow coming off all of the plants nearby, and yeah, just a bit of a weird tinge. So yeah, make sure you test. If you know somebody who needs to do a paternity test, right? Even if it's a mate, sleep over at his house one night, swab him and the kid and send it off with his details. Let him get it back in the mail, right? And tell him about it after you've done it, obviously, because otherwise he'll be like, what the hell's going on? Time in a Bottle says, there was a girl that called my nephew and told him he was a dad until he demanded a test. Then she simply went away. This is what I'm saying, guys. And this, IOST Kumquat saved his brother's life with that paternity test that proved his brother's ex-partner to be a liar. Lying about the paternity, right? She'd been out riding the cock carousel. And that's fine, ride the cock carousel if you want, but actions have consequences. That's what I'm saying. MGTOW Monk says we need DNA laws when kids are born. That is 100% correct. You should be doing it. Any father that has a kid should be getting a DNA test. If you know someone that's a new father, right, who you're like, something's not right here, where you can't see the resemblance from the dad, get him a DNA test for birthday, Christmas. You know? Have a little Boxing Day get together after Christmas Day. Invite the wife and the girlfriend or the mother along. The mother. Invite her along. Be like, hey dude, you know, I did this cool thing to find out my ancestry, and you should do it as well. I bought you a DNA test so you can like check out your genealogy and your ancestry, and you know, your son can do it too. Find out, you know, what percentage he is of this and that, or your daughter. Watch the faces of the women who are lying go whiter than this fucking Sydney logo. Just watch. Right? Bill knows 2 men who've told me personally that they are raising kids as theirs that aren't theirs. 100%. 100%. Yeah. News headline: paternity test is insulting and misogynistic. Paternity test banned. I can see it now. But this is what's going on, guys. We need to get a leader who will introduce new legislation. For paternity tests at birth. That's what we need. We need it in every single country. Paternity tests across the board. Because you know what? A woman will never, ever, 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 ever have to understand the grief of finding out that the children they love are not theirs, are not their own biological children. Super and Third Master with another generous donation. I appreciate you, brother. Says, my mum's new boyfriend is a white knight. I'm not going to let him know about men going their own way. He wouldn't listen to me. Exactly. Bill says 30% cuck rates were average during World War II. Yeah, because of course all the husbands are away, so the wives play. You know? That's the thing. Dr. MGTOW says, I took a DNA test and scored 41% Native American. Not surprised because my dad's mostly Native. I tested my mum and it says that my dad is around 50% Native. Oh, fuck, dude, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear. Bro, you know what you should do? You should take a DNA test with your dad, and when the results come back, at least you won't be surprised, you know what I mean? And then call your mum out. That's what I reckon you should do. Ace Ventura's had a close call too with something similar. Alright, guys, get yourself a DNA test. Even if you think that you're not your dad's son, but you don't give a shit, do a DNA test and call your mum out on it. Right, because word will travel real fast. When women start to find out that their own sons are calling them out by way of DNA tests for being cheating thoughts, things are going to change real quick. When women have to be accountable for things, and when they get caught out, when they know there's a risk that they're going to have to be held accountable, that's when things change, brothers. That's when things change. Dr. MGTOW says, and my dad looks mostly Native American. He looks so dark brown. My dad and I don't look alike. Brother, look, I reckon just go to your dad, be like, Dad, I don't think I'm biologically your son, but I'm still your son and I love you. Can we do a DNA test just to find out if mum cheated on me or not? Oh, shit. Yeah. And Urban Defense Channel says, I think I'm actually grandson of a cock. Like, fuck, man. I only got 100. I got 180 of you in the box right now, and the amount of men that are coming out saying that they don't look like their dad, and the DNA tests don't marry up with, you know, the lineage of your ancestry, and, you know, you've got Awas Kumquat who bought his brother a DNA test, and it turned out that the child that you were trying to get trapped with wasn't his. So many of you in the box just saying this right now. Imagine if everyone got a DNA test. Everyone at birth. It's gonna start getting real messy. But I'm ready with my mop, baby. I'll clean that shit up with a smile on my face. You know what I mean? Robert Sanders says, I have a feeling my kids are not mine. They don't look like me. Do a fucking DNA test as soon as possible, Robert. Do it. Especially if she's being a bitch, because it's only a matter of time before she's going to leave. Pull the domestic violence card. Take the house. Look for the alimony. Look for the child support. Do it right fucking now. So, Zero, I think there's probably a pretty high chance that your dad is actually yours and your brother's dad's is your real dad, because if your mum got your brother a DNA test for Christmas, she's not scared of anything, brother. And Sazek says, I only found out that my dad died when I was 6 years old. See, another one. Unbelievable. Just, I don't even know what to say anymore, guys, but get a fucking DNA test. If you know someone who needs to take a DNA test, buy it for them for the birthday, right? Buy it for them for the birthday. Buy it for them for Christmas. Do it when they're fucking sleeping. Get them drunk. If you have to, get the sample. Just get it done, guys. You literally get your mate drunk. When he passes out, take the swab, put that in. Later on, go over to him and his partner's house. Go, oh, isn't your kid so cute? Oh, look, swab. Oh, you want a dummy? Here you go. Right? Easy as that, brothers. Easy as that. Right? This is what the brotherhood's all about, helping a friend out. Right? You gotta do it. Anyway, men, I'm out of here for now. But if you don't have a vasectomy, just DNA test for everyone. Get everyone you know a DNA test who needs to get a DNA test. Even if you don't think they need a DNA test, get it for them for fun so they can find out their genealogy. Right? They just might find out some surprises. Do what you gotta do. Appreciate you. Venture MGTOW says, important information, $5 US Bitcoin tip. Appreciate you, Venture. And email me if you got anything you want me to share, brother. A Time in a Bottle says, a mandatory DNA test thought out. Oh, yeah. Can you imagine if everyone had to take a DNA test? It would be a shitstorm. DNA test, everyone. I'm out of here, guys. I appreciate you all, and I will catch you in the very next video.